Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, I'm gonna do a review, and what it is, we're getting more new people, and but the most important thing is people are starting to understand me and my reasoning and my thinking. And so I'm going to go through the list of some of the stuff you need to prepare with. Now, you need to go to my website, NoStressMike.com, and go under Hotspot and the Ready List. And then that'll have a list of everything you need. And a lot of it will have links. You push it and it'll send you to either a video I made or blogs that I've wrote on that subject. Now, my website crashed here just a few months back, and once you see my website, you're going to see I've got a lot of information on there, and I don't think I'm ever going to get it back to where it was. But there's still a lot of information there, and like I say, it'll have links to go to blogs. And these blogs will send you to other links to all kinds of stuff. And but anyway, so I'm gonna be going through this stuff, so it might be a little fast, and you're just gonna have to do your research. If I mention something and you don't quite understand, you're just going to have to do your research on it. Now, some of the stuff, when it comes to just the list of stuff you need, it's not, I don't think it's the kind of stuff you normally think about. That's why I put it on my list here. These are some of the stuff that most people don't think about. And these are all things that I do and have done, now I don't have all this stuff now. I say my life has changed completely. My life is on the road. Everything I do, it's in my vehicle or in my backpack. So I don't have a lot of this stuff now. Once I get settled back in the United States, I will have all the stuff that you'll see on this Ready List. And so, but I say now, and you'll know once you see all the stuff, there's a lot of stuff here. And you just have to do a priority on what's going to do what you need first, and you get after that. Some of the stuff's going to cost you money. Some of the stuff is just going to take your time. But what you need is you need to be able to grab this stuff reasonably fast. Some of it you won't be able to. Some of the stuff is when you're, like say, you're settling in to a place. But some of the stuff is something that you need to grab. Like I say, I got grab bags. I got a small grab bag, a medium grab bag, and a large grab bag. I got an auto grab bag. I got all kinds of grab bags, and they're all listed on that in the website. And like I say, I've got videos on all that stuff too. So, but anyway, so you're just going to have to do some research and run it around, but you definitely are going to have to do this stuff. Now, I'm going to try to get it all done real quick. I want to try to break it down maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and so I might have to make a series on this. But hopefully it's not the kind of stuff that you're going to be thinking about. I don't want to waste your time on the simple stuff. Just like I say, now I'm not wasting my time on beginners, people that are just starting to, how can I prepare for what I need? Man, there is just so much. I mean, I can't even begin, and that's what this is. This is a begin of stuff maybe you never thought of, or you never realized you're going to use them that way. But anyway, I'm going to go through it a little bit fast. Now first, you have to realize to live at all, you're going to need water. And so you have to come up with some kind of water purification. Okay, this here is my Berkey. This is what I use to filter my water. Now it's a little rough. It's over 15 years old. I've changed out the filters once already, and through the last 15 years I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of moving, and this poor thing has had a tough life. I believe it's good for 10,000 gallons, and I run about a gallon a day through it. As you see, I got a glass of water, and I remember I talk about the water. It's in the bathroom, and so first thing in the morning I have my 2 glasses of water, and whenever I come into the bathroom I got my water. So water is a necessity for health and for life, and clean water is the trick. So I don't care what you use, but you're going to have to use something. This has been very convenient, and that's why it's been with me for so long. And when you figure in the maintenance on it, I mean, it's very simple. I say it starts slowing down, cleaning water, and you just take an old toothbrush and brush the filters, and it's ready to go again. And so this is a necessity. You have to have some way or another to have good, clean water. Now what I have in my bags as I travel is this is for just personal water filter, and a sports bottle type thing. What they don't tell you on those sports bottle type filters is, and the life straws and stuff like that, or you just stick it in the water. You have to do a lot of sucking to get it. Like I say, it is filtering the water, so it does take some effort to get the water. And I say, so that's the last ditch emergencies when I use that. I went on a 8-day horseback ride in the Grand Tetons, and this is what I used at that time. And it's a Sweetwater brand, and it's got like a pump, and you pump it is what you do. And this is the filter system for it, and to clean it and stuff. Like I say, this maintenance is going to take some maintenance. This is what you put on it. It's just a gasoline filter, and you use that first, so that takes out all the big stuff. So that's less stuff that'll get into your filter, and then your purifier will last longer between maintenance. So that's it. So see, I got 3 filters with it that I carry with it, so it'll last me. So water is a big thing. You notice I got bags. I'm gonna have to change my bags too. They're starting to get pretty worn. But you use the bags as canteens, so that's why you want the plastic bags. You can fill up, especially with this thing, you can pump it up and fill up bags of water, and then it'll be ready to go. And then I put it all together in my Crown Royal bag. You can tell I owned a bar at one time. So next, you're going to need guns and ammunition. Okay, first thing, I suggest a hammerless .38 Smith & Wesson, just a little dinky gun, and it's used just to keep the boogeyman from getting his hands on you. In other words, it's a close-up weapon, and it's hammerless. It's used in the pocket or a purse, and you never bring it out. and show anybody. It's just too small. There's only 5 shots to it. You only use it when you have to, and that's what it's for. And the other thing is an AK. Oh yeah, with the hammerless 38, you're gonna need maybe 200 or 300 rounds of 38 ammo, and you'll probably use. Boy, you won't even use maybe 20 rounds for practice, just so you learn how to use it. It's a simple weapon to use, no safety or nothing like that. So maybe 20 rounds, and you'll see it's got a kick to it. But when you're using it in life and death situation, you won't notice any kind of kick, and so don't worry about it. But so, like I say, just a couple hundred rounds, and you have plenty of ammunition. This isn't something you're going to go out practicing with. Okay, and so you have to have that. That's the first gun that I tell everybody to have. The hammerless Smith & Wesson Airweight 38 revolver. Okay, the next is the AK-47. Don't get anything fancy. The weight and the design on it is just right. I've got a video, well, I've got a couple of videos, one telling stories about it, showing you how to use a little bit of this. But you'll see this is a very, very useful weapon. Everyone, mark my words, everyone is terrified of this weapon, the AK-47. You need 4 magazines, because if you have to shoot all 4 magazines, that gun's going to be so hot you won't be able to handle it. So it'll still function, but it'll be hot. More than likely, while you'll shoot, and then 1 or 2 magazines, and then you'll be able to reload, and so that's why you need 4 magazines. And at the minimum, 1,000 rounds of just plain old full metal jacket ammunition, sealed in a sealed, or 1,000 rounds or 500 rounds or whatever it is. They're already come in a sealed box, and you want non-corrosive ammunition, and that's at a minimum 1,000 rounds. Now you're going to need I'd say a few, maybe 500 rounds more to go play and practice with it and have some fun. At the same time, both these guns, if you don't want to shoot, I don't care if you're not in the guns, get those guns and get the ammunition. Because when the time comes and you need it, nothing else will take its place. You have to have it. Okay. Now that's, like I say, that's the minimum. 1,000 rounds and 4 magazines with a regular AK, nothing fancy. Just a plain old AK. If you start using it and wanting to see how it works and stuff like that, then there are some better AKs. But I don't know how you improve on an AK, but I'm sure there's some little things that they can do to them. But anyway, don't worry about it. So the AK is, they are a must. Okay. The next is knives. You're going to need here I can give you some demonstrations on that. A Leatherman, or some type of multi-purpose, or a pocket knife, and then a sheath knife, or a fixed blade knife, a whole one. Now, the reason, and okay, now knives. You don't have to get the finest quality. Wait a minute. You have to get some really good quality, but the price doesn't have to be very expensive. But you don't want the cheap ones. I used to get my folding knives like that. I used to get them in a box. I used to lose them a lot, and so I'd get them in a box, and it was like $1, $2 a piece. So it's no big deal. Lose it, no big deal. And one time I was chipping away on some ice, and I started chipping on it, and then, boy, that ice was chipping away, and pretty soon the ice wouldn't chip anymore. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I looked, and the end of the blade right there bent over. It bent over. And now sometimes on a cheap knife, it'll break or it'll bend over. And so in other words, you're screwed. If you don't have a tip on your knife, or if your tip has been turned over, you've got problems. And so that's why you want to get a good quality knife of some type. Okay, and another thing is it's funny because I just got into tomahawks just in the past few months, but since I've been into them, I realized the value of a tomahawk. Now, like I say, as a camp tool, something to use to get some firewood and all this type of stuff, it really, I mean, it works good. It's just a lightweight axe is what it is, and it's going to take skills to learn to fight with it. So I wouldn't worry about it for fighting. And so in other words, don't worry about getting some old fancy thing unless you're planning on doing some fighting with it. But you do need, like I say, something with quality where it'll keep its edge and it'll be useful as a camp tool.